So yeah, Digimon Tamers, episodes 40 to 42. Just, oh crap, D-Reaper is going around. Where did I, link this? Because, I had, a text file somewhere, because I want to get the exact phrase of something right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, yeah. Alright, right, man?
Yep.
Yeah. So, this episode just starts off. Man, effing voice cracks. This episode just starts off, and it's like... They're finish up the whole thing with, the D-Reaper. They save Calamon. And, Wait, why... Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's Omega Triceramon's thing. Alright, yeah. I was wondering for a second, why is there, text over the subtitles?
Oh, yeah, it's the messages. Yeah, you watched this one earlier today? Cool.
Oh, nice. But yeah, just starts off, it's oh... effing, Calamon's just here now, and they're okay, well, we need power to fight off the D-Reaper. Hey, Calamon, yo, you can do that, right?
Yeah, so, I remember looking at the Digimon wiki before, and I was reading off Calamon's attacks or abilities or whatever, and I mentioned Light of Evolution, and I was like, oh, well, that's just his ability to make things evolve. And I'm not wrong, or Shining Evolution, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Shining Evolution is more than what I thought it was. Shining Evolution is sending it to, the far reaches of the digital world and letting everything evolve.
Yeah, because, I do like how this plays out, because, first they're, talking, Azulongmon is oh yeah, I wish for you to be free, so the Diginomes turned you into a Digimon so you could hide in the human world. So, first off, that explains how that worked, I guess.
Yeah, that makes more sense. He was saying, he wished for it, he didn't do it himself. He probably doesn't have power to do that.
But yeah, and everyone's, very specifically alright, Calamon, it's your choice whether you want to, help us or not, but, the time has come, do you want to help us save the digital world? And Calamon's yeah, I'm ready for this. But yeah, I do like that, even the quote-unquote, evil sovereign isn't, forcing Calamon into this decision. They're all pretty chill about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Calamon just activates Shining Evolution. And he just, First off, I want to mention before we get into this, we do very quickly see that Beelzemon is, just standing around wounded with, a field of Caramon. And he's oh, don't look at me like that. He's I know I've done terrible things.
Yeah.
And they just sort of surround him and, just shock him back into his rookie form.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because, Beelzemon can clearly fight back, but he's just, so, depressed and just out of it that he's he doesn't even want to, fend these things off. And he's already weakened, so they just, beat him down again. And he's specifically oh, I don't want power anymore. I'm done with this. I don't want this, basically.
Yeah, what am I gonna say? Specifically, what's got Beelzemon, acting like this is, he sees Jerry, just, he can't stop thinking about, this dead look that Jerry was giving him.
Yeah.
This entire... And we know that somewhere in Impmon / Beelzemon that there's some good in him. So it's of course it's weighing on his conscience.
Yeah, he'll fight Digimon for, sport and stuff, and, he loves flexing, but at the same time, this is gonna sound very weird to say, but Impmon's not a killer,
That's not true.
Like, I mean, like, he kills, but he's like, he doesn't have the, like, personality for it as much. When it's like, like, oh, people are gonna be like, actually facing the consequences and stuff. Like, he'll fight as a Digimon, but he's not the type of cold and like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, take out whoever's in my way and screw everyone else and stuff. Like, that's not him.
I mean, he murdered Leomon in cold blood.
Yeah.
Crushed Markurumon or whatever his name is, the monkey.
Yeah. Like, what I'm trying to guess, he's not, like, a sociopath, right? Like, he's not, like, above that type of... Yeah.
Yeah, what you're trying to say is he feels remorse for what he did.
Yeah. Like, I guess, like, trying to phrase, like, oh, he's not a killer is pretty bad when he's, like, killed so many people.
Beelzemon has a body count.
Yeah, he has a huge body count, but he's not a killer, quote-unquote. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you should have just said that, like, he's not devoid of emotion. He regrets what he's done.
No, what are you talking about? Beelzemon's never killed anyone. Yes, if you really think about it, he hasn't taken out a single person who hasn't deserved it. But yeah, so like, Monzio feeling guilty, he's just sort of done and stuff. And meanwhile, like, yeah, it's because of his overflowing power take over his mind. Yeah, like, I don't think it's even, like, as much as that, as much as it's like, he wants to be strong, but, like, he's not, like, like, an effing psychopath or something. Like, he still does feel things. Like, it's not like effing, like, Frieza's situation where he'll just, like, wipe out entire, like, just, like, groups of friends without a second thought. Like, he does have, like, more, like, I guess I'd say, like, guilt or regret or whatever. He has more, like, humanity in him than that. That's probably a good way to put it. Like, Imon's not, like, an inhuman monster like a lot of other, like, villain characters are.
Also, I don't think that's accurate to say that, like, his power went to his head and he just wasn't thinking, or, like, it took him over. I don't know, that feels like it cheapens the character.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure Beelzemon was fully conscious of what he was doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, when he killed Leomon, he was doing it with the intent to, like, kill Leomon.
Yeah, get more power.
Yeah, gotta, like, fulfill his end of the bargain, cause, he's, like, I don't know if it's, like, honorable, but he repays his debts, is, like, where it's going with it. And,
except it killed the ones who gave him, or, like, helped him get his power.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, screw that monkey.
Yeah, that guy sucked. I mean, Beelzemon, while, like, actually attempting to pay back, like, the power he got, like, he doesn't care because they're bad Digimon, just whatever.
Also, I do want to clarify, these aren't Karamon, they're Kurisarimon.
Yeah.
Because that's probably driving someone insane somewhere who's listening to this. Yeah, sad but accurate. Yeah, that's fine, man, Just, like, no, like, judgment or whatever, it's where thoughts come into your head, right? But yeah. So, like, Edmond's dealing with that crisis. And, like, meanwhile, like, Calamon, like, I guess first off, before I really get into things, I should quickly mention, Jerry is not taking things well.
Yeah, Jerry, her situation has not improved.
Yeah, Jerry is, like, if anything, she's getting worse.
Yeah.
Because she's just talking to her little doggo hand puppet, And she's like, oh, why are we here? It's like, oh, it's because, we were, like, defying fate, Wolf. And it's like, oh, but why'd Leomon die? It's like, it's because we tried to defy fate, Wolf. And it's like, oh.
I do want to point out that despite the fact that she's super depressed, she still looks normal.
Yeah.
That's something worth noting.
Oh, like, there's a lot of things that are very much worth noting in this episode as far as that goes. Because, like, I'll specifically, like, put a pin in this for a moment as we talk about the evolution. Because, like, Calamon just starts floating and summons a bunch of Diginomes who, like, grant his wish to, like, just give the lab evolution to a bunch of random Digimon, including the Kurisarimon we saw earlier, who all just, like, fuse into, like, 3 Diaboromon.
Which is kind of hilarious, because it's, like, it's this big triumphant moment of, like, Mega Digimon from all over the digital world showing up to help. And it's like, there's a Metal Seadramon, there's a Machinedramon, there's Diaboromon, and it's like, oh, why did they grab all of the most villainous Digimon for this scene?
Yeah, I kind of love it, honestly. Because it's like, oh, we're not just, like, getting random Digimon to help us, we're getting, like, the real powerhouses. We're getting epic, like, Grand Kawakamon in here. We're getting, like, Metal Seadramon, Machinedramon. We're getting epic, like, Boltmon, who's just a big Frankenstein monster, Epic, like, Phoenix Mon's here to help.
Yeah, it's just funny, because they could have gotten a bunch of heroic and, like good Digimon, and then they're just like, let's grab some of the villains from the old series.
They could have got, like, War Greymons and, like, effing, like, Rosemons and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just gets, like, all these Digimon show up, and, like, it's worth knowing that, like, all of them have just evolved up to Mega level, which is insane.
Shining Evolution is crazy.
Yeah, random Plesiomon.
Yeah.
Effing Griffinmon, who's apparently an ultimate, who's apparently a Mega for some reason. Why is Griffinmon a Mega?
I don't think that's accurate.
Hey God, this will, like, take a second to, like, figure out. Effing Griffinmon. Is Griffin...
It's a Mega.
Yeah, because they say it's, like, ultimate in the sub, which means, like, Mega in the dub. So yeah, just straight up, Griffinmon's a Mega, holy crap.
Oh, I think, okay, we're probably thinking of Hippogriffomon, which is an ultimate, and a prior form.
I was just surprised that something that looks so basic is a Mega.
True.
Because it doesn't look like it, but it's like, yeah, I guess it is.
I mean, Marine Angemon's a Mega.
Wait, Griffinmon has partners? What?
I mean, there's probably some... Oh, they're random groups. Just some random group of bandits and a group from Hacker's Memory called the Nakano Stripes.
Huh, weird.
So it's not a partner to anyone in particular. It's just it's had partners with these groups.
Yeah. But yeah, so all these Megas just show up, and the Sovereigns and all the Megas just gather together. They're like, hey, just go on to the human world, kids. We'll handle this crap. It's like, let the digital world take care of itself for once. And they're like, okay, yeah, fair enough.
What is that Digimon in the background? It's to the right of Machinedramon.
I think that's Pokemon, which is also apparently a Mega. But it's like, yeah, it's one of the Mamimon type Digimon. But it's like, doesn't have legs. It's like a weird blowfish thing.
Ukemon?
It's like a weird blowfish with fists. Yeah, you find it?
I don't know how to spell it, and Google thinks I mean Pokemon.
Oh, that's gonna be problematic.
Maybe it's spelled...
I think I know how to spell it. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Digimon Blowfish. Pukumon. There it is. I'll just link it to you on the Discord real quick. Oh.
I know how to spell it now that you gave me the right pronunciation. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that thing's weird.
Yeah, it's a real weirdo.
Wait, prior form Shogun Gekomon.
Wait, what?
Right, Shogun Gekomon's an ultimate. Yeah, apparently Shogun Gekomon turns into Pukumon.
Huh. But yeah, this thing's like a nightmare to deal with. I think Digimon World 2. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if it's because of the typing of my team or whatever, but like it is an area of effect move that hits all your Digimon at once, and also it does stupidly high damage. So like I was fighting these things and they're like taking me to like nearly 0 health for some reason. And it's like, oh jeez. I sure hope I level up soon so I don't just die. And like, with that in mind, I want you to also know that like in that exact same dungeon run, I made it to the final boss and like destroyed it with no problem at all. So it's not like I was underleveled. This thing just sucks. It's just stupidly powerful. But yeah, like, anyone wants to, like, see what the crap that's about, can, like, check out the Digimon World 2 LP in the description. Gotta get those effing, like, those self-promotions in there.
There is a Digimon in one of the more recent episodes of 2020 that's, it's not Pukumon, but it is like a fish with boxing gloves.
A what?
It's like a fish, and it has boxing gloves.
Not sure what that would be. I guess it's a new one.
Maybe. I'm looking it up.
Yeah. But yeah, we got all these...
Also, there's a Digimon called Commandomon, and I love it.
Commandomon?
Commandomon. It's a big dog.
Huh.
I think it's classified as a vehicle Digimon.
Wait, is that the Doberman?
No, that's Dobermon.
Oh, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Hold on, I'll send...
I forget if it shows up in this series or what, but I know there's some Digimon that's just like a random Doberman, and it's like a champion or something.
Yeah, he shows up in Tamers. I'll do some research into him, because there is some interesting story behind him, if I remember correctly.
Huh.
Commandomon. There's a picture of him.
Oh, that is weird. He's like a little, like, Scotty dog.
Yeah, he's little, he says. He's actually gigantic.
Oh! I guess that visor on his chest isn't a pair of goggles.
It is a window.
Yeah, okay.
Right inside of it.
Why is he so big?
So he can transport.
Oh, that's so weird.
He doesn't talk either, he just barks.
I kind of love it.
I love him. He jumps in the water, and it turns out he can act like a submarine, too. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, who needs Waymon anymore? Just, why ride a whale when I can ride in a doggo? And he has a better view of the outside. Just Digimon replaced, dang.
Yeah, he's also like a multi-terrain. He isn't stuck to the water.
Yeah, I imagine he can walk on land.
Oh. Okay, so the fish Digimon I was mentioning is called Manbomon.
Huh.
Boom. Apparently, it's an armored Digimon. It didn't show the thumbnail. Cool.
Alright, let me just click this link and see what the crap this thing's about.
There you go.
Because, like, you say... Oh, I've seen this thing before. Right, the weird sunfish.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a sunfish with boxing gloves.
Yeah, a bunch of those show up.
Huh. Alright.
Apparently, it's a result of Patamon and the Digi-Egg of Light.
That's stupid.
I would think that would be like, why isn't Patamon in the Digi-Egg of Light some other angel Digimon? Like, why does it turn into a fish?
Yeah, I don't trust the source on, like, these other armored forms. They don't make much sense to me. It's probably from some random spin-off game that was never meant to be, like, as official as we're making it.
Digimon Adventure 2, Armor Evolution to the Unknown. What is that?
No idea, but we may be wiki diving. Are we gonna, like, ride in the Scotty dog to wiki dive into the depths?
No, we don't need to do this right now. It's just, it's just some stuff from 2020 that I wanted to bring up because this Pukumon looked kind of like this thing, or it has a similar theme.
Anyways, MaskedHeroLucky is adorable.
Yeah, and Kenta's like really dense and doesn't realize that the Digimon who flew over and like started hugging him is his partner.
Yeah. I do like how the partner situation for these two kind of worked out, right? Because, like, you start off and it's like, they just want the really, like, big, powerful, cool Digimon. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. And it's like, but because they want them, it's like, oh, you can't just give them, like, Skull Greymon or something, right?
Yeah, they have to get something that's not exactly what they wanted. And it shows that they're good characters because they're fine. They're totally fine with who they got.
Yeah, because it's like, alright, you're not gonna get the strongest, most powerful thing around, but you get a Gardramon. And he's like, okay, yeah, this is awesome. I love Gardramon. And it's like, okay, yeah, I like that.
And then Kenta gets a Mega Level as a partner.
Yeah, but it's to be, like, the cutest, most, like, non-threatening Mega ever, who's, like, a healer. And he's like, you know what? I'm fine with this. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, MaskedHeroLucky is definitely a healer and a support.
Yeah, like, if it wasn't obvious by his giant muscular punching arms.
Hey, and I've said it before, in Cyber Sleuth, MaskedHeroLucky has, like, the best signature move in the game. I think it's called Ocean Love or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think it says it. Yeah, special attack is Ocean Love. That's what Rika's Digivice says.
So, like, question. Why is MaskedHeroLucky like a little fairy and not like a fish?
I think it's based off... Like, I think MaskedHeroLucky is totally based off of some kind of fish.
Huh. Yeah, alright, I'll believe it. But yeah, like, MaskedHeroLucky just comes up and hugs him, and he's like, no, like, you came here to fight, right? Go help the others. And he, like, pushes him away, and MaskedHeroLucky just sadly just flies off. And they show back later on, and they just become his partner. He's like, oh, alright, cool.
There's literally a fish called a sea angel.
Oh, that explains it then.
Yeah, that's what it's based on.
Alright, yeah. That makes sense.
Because MaskedHeroLucky has a holy ring around its neck.
Yeah. Does that mean if MaskedHeroLucky lost its ring, it'd be like an ultimate level Digimon?
It'd be fairly weak, I think. Hey, something worth noting. Digimon 2020. Gatomon's actually really tough.
I really just need to get caught up on 2020 now that I've, like, cleared out some other stuff. Because, like, I really do need to just sit down and just go through it,
Yeah. It's, I was just so happy because Gatomon, in, like, the episode after she's introduced, because, I can't say much about that, but yeah, Gatomon shows up and, like, just starts fighting, and she's beating the crap out of a bunch of stuff, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Also, Triceramon says that punch, though.
Yeah. Gatomon just jumps around and punches stuff, and it's great.
So, like, I think it's around this point that we do get this weird little moment that I do want to talk about. And, like, first off, Ninja, like, when I say weird moment with Jerry, do you, like, know what I mean in this episode?
The change?
Yeah, the moment where things change.
Yeah, you'd be blind to not notice it.
Yeah. Because, like, everyone's doing their thing, they're getting together, and you see Jerry's puppet just come up into frame, and she says, and I quote, because I had to write this down to make sure I got right, she Saito's the shit out of him. Yeah, Jerry Saitama's the shit out of the D-Reaper, of course. No, but it's like...
I don't remember specifically what the dog puppet says, but yeah.
Yeah. Specifically says, sadness, an incomprehensible idea, the unnecessary should be eliminated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, like, I know what you're talking about, Triceramon, I'm just making jokes.
Yeah.
It's just fun, just the idea of, like, Jerry just, like, getting really upset and, like, one-shotting the D-Reaper or something.
Yeah. Also, in the previous episode, there was a weird little moment where a piece of the D-Reaper falls next to Jerry.
Yeah, that was a weird little moment. And now she's saying stuff in weird computer terms.
She's also super pale and constantly smiling, with the creepiest smile ever.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, sounds hilarious. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I had to make sure I got this specifically right. Because, like, actually did a little digging, because I looked into the dub. Because I was like, oh, how the crap does the dub handle this? Because this is, like, a really weird moment where it's like, presumably the D-Reaper start to possess Jerry, and it's, like, telling her to, like, let go of her emotions so it can take control and, like, just eradicate all life around it, basically, and she gives in. So, you want to take a guess what the dub quote was?
I don't remember. I bet they turned it into a joke, though.
Kind of, but it's still super weird. Because in the dub she says, so sad, what a sad little Digimon. It's not necessary, sadness can be deleted.
Huh.
And she's, like, saying it in, like, the goofy puppet voice. I also want to mention that, like, unlike the earlier scene when she says, like, this line, her mouth is not moving as the puppet talks.
It's really? If so, that's something I actually didn't notice.
Yeah.
Because I was making note of the fact that every time Jerry talked with the puppet, her mouth was moving too. Like, she wasn't, like, actually pulling a ventriloquist thing.
Yeah. And this is the exact moment where it's like, oh, this isn't Jerry talking to herself. This is something else talking to her through the puppet.
Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's totally... Yeah, okay, I didn't notice that. Also, Jerry is totally, like caught off guard by the fact that it's talking to her and she isn't doing it.
Yeah. Because, like, I have to assume that, like, that first-person shot of the puppet going into frame is supposed to be from her perspective. Like, she's watching the others, and the puppet just pops up. It's just like, hey, Sadness isn't, like, logical. You want to destroy everything that's not logical? We should do that. But yeah, as much as, because it is super interesting how it was, like, translated. Because, like, the dub almost weirdly has a reverse meaning in a sense, because it goes from, like, oh, the unnecessary should be deleted to, hey, this stuff can be deleted. Which is interesting. Yeah.
Seems like the message. But yeah, Jerry wanders off, and when they find her again, she's like super pale, and she's got the creepy smile.
Yeah. So, yeah, crap's getting weird and nutty. Yeah, meanwhile, we, like, cut to the human world for a bit, and, like, I feel like I've got to skim over this a bit more, because it's not as important, but it's, like, you know, the people at, like, effing Hypnos are, like, sending an arc out to the children to, like, you know, save them.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Baron? You just missed us talking about Eldritch Child Possession. Oh boy. But yeah, like, they're sending the arc out to, like, save the children, bring them back home. And it's like, I'm trying to remember the exact order of events, because I think it's like, they send it out, and as they're sending it out, like, the D-Reaper shoots a glob up at the real world sphere, and it, like, hacks into their computer, right?
It, like, erases part of their program, yeah.
Yeah, like, I believe, like, how he specifically phrases, like, yo, like, it infects their computer, and it's, like, eating up memory space. So they have to, like, connect to a bunch of other computers from, like, around Japan to, like, you know, just get more memory so they can perform the calculations for the arc.
Which is kind of goofy, because, like, I don't know, because, like, I get Rika's grandmother, like, being like, oh, this is probably to help the kids, but, like, to random strangers, they would dismiss it as, like, spam mail.
Yeah, like, I guess there's enough gullible people to help.
I guess. It's like, I'm not letting some random stranger into my computer. It's like, the message that's sent is like, hey, click here to help a bunch of children. And that sounds like spam email.
Oh, yeah. It definitely sounds like some spam bullcrap. It's like, hey, yo, I work for the government. If you help us mine Bitcoin, we can save kids in Africa.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, this is, I mean, fortunately, the people sending these emails out are, like, not scammers.
Fortunately.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool that they're pulling another, our war game.
Yeah, like, so what specifically happened is, like, I don't know if it was the cat or what, but, like, someone just pulled the, like, Ethernet cord out of my computer.
Oh.
Because it's like, yeah, I have it, like, hooked into my computer through, like, a little, like, USB connector.
Mm.
So yeah, like, someone pulled on the cord for whatever reason, and it pulled the connector out of my computer, and I lost internet for a second.
Your society meant to monopolize an alternate reality. Please allow us remote access to your PC in order to save some kids.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully, like, we didn't lose anyone or anything.
The stream's back up. I think it went down for a second, but we're live.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. So yeah, I don't know if we were live when you were explaining it, but yeah, someone or something pulled Death's Ethernet cord. So yeah, I don't know. It's a good thing people sending out this message are cool, and it's fun that they're doing an hour war game thing.
Yeah. In real life, if you see, like, a spam email like this, do not click it.
Yeah. I don't think we have to tell people that, though. You
would be surprised.
People are way more wary of stuff on the internet nowadays.
So, like, I was watching just some Kit Bogus stuff this morning, and, like, he was talking about effing, like, scams that they used to, like, get people. There's a scam that's basically like, hey, give us your credit card information, we'll send you 3 free buckets of KFC with, like, typos and stuff. And the fact that people run that scam means it has to have worked on someone.
True.
But yeah. I think never give people Walmart gift cards over the internet. That's just asking for trouble. That's what I should get at.
Yeah. Well, Triceramon, it should be obvious that I'm talking about people like you or Baron or whoever else is actually... Anyone who's watching this stream probably knows better.
Yeah, like, Chael has been picking up a bit more views lately, so who knows, right?
Yeah. Like the scam calls and the emails probably mostly go out to the elderly who don't actually, who in most cases don't know any better.
Those elderly Digimon fans.
But yeah, anyone watching the stream, I'm sure knows better. Anyways.
Yeah, the point is they get the arc there on target, and probably also screw over the real world simultaneously by accident.
Who does?
Connecting to all the different computers and stuff.
How would that screw over the real world?
Because I imagine that, like, well, of course, it's like go a bit ahead, but it's like we see it, the debriefer appears in the real world. I don't know if that gets explained. I feel like it probably went through all those public computers.
I think it's actually simpler than that. I think it just hitched a ride with Jerry.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense too. But yeah, hard to say right now.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like, okay, let's go back to where we first came to the digital world and look for this a beam of light that'll show us where the arc is.
Yeah, because like the arc is like, I assume it's like a pre-programmed path, right?
Yeah.
So they have to like get to the arc in a very specific time frame, or yeah, we'll just leave them behind.
Mm-hmm.
So like they go where they start and they like find the arc and they're like, okay, yeah, we have plenty of time left, and they're like, wait, but where's Rika? And it turns out Rika has run off to like save Impmon.
Well, they know where Rika went because she told them what. She didn't tell them what she was doing, but she's like, I gotta go do something real quick.
Yeah. And she legitimately does not make it, because the arc starts to leave. And because Takao is indecisive, it starts leaving him behind, because he's like, no, but I'm sure Rika will make it back in time.
Also, Rio goes off to find her.
Yeah. Yeah, they like run to Impmon. Rika's like, oh hey, we're here to save you, you idiot. And Impmon's like, oh, you morons, get away from me, you stupid morons. And Rika's like, yeah, I guess we are morons, huh? And she like saves them.
Yeah. Impmon's like passed out on QBmon's back as they ride back.
Yeah. Because, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's like, yeah, Beelzebub just de-digivolves.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, they like take him.
Also, Rika brings back Impmon's bandana.
Yeah. Which is... it's interesting because I guess that implies it's like, not as much... Well, I guess it would be a part of him, wouldn't it?
Well, remember, the bandana was tied around Beelzebub's arm.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't have it as a bandana. He just like wrapped it up and tied it around his arm.
So the bandana's not actually part of his data. It's like, yo, just something he wears.
I suppose not. Or I suppose so.
Yeah, because we never actually saw him, like, digivolve up into Beelzemon, so I guess the bandana just fell off when he digivolved, and they, like, just tied it to his arm.
I mean, it probably shifted there during the evolution, and then, like, just, like, as a symbolic thing, it fell off, and they bring it back to him.
That would be interesting if, like, the evolution equivalent of where his neck was is where his arm is now.
Nah, I just moved on the design.
You just, like, look at Beelzemon's internal physiology, and it's like he breathes through his hand, and it's, like, connected to his lungs.
Heck, the bandana might be exclusive to this Beelzemon from the show. Like, that might not be part of his...
Oh, that's actually really cool if that's the case.
Oh, nope. I think I see it on his official artwork, too, so...
Oh, alright. Yeah, point is, Arc starts, like, leaving everyone behind. Or mainly Takato and Rika. And Guilmon yells for it to stop.
And it listens.
Yeah. So yeah, cut Beelzemon's arm and he's done. Yeah.
Yeah, the bandana's on his burst mode portrait, too, so...
But yeah, so they, like, the arc stops for a moment, long for him to, like, get in and, like, like, get on the journey with it. And that, like, throws off their calculations, and they have to, like, recalculate. But it does work, and they do get through. So, like, yeah, because this is the next episode. Alright, so yeah. We're on, like, episode 41 now. So we just see...
Rika, Renamon, Rio, and Cybertramon still aren't back yet.
Yeah. And, yeah, that's when the arc stops and stuff. I mean, I'll just tie these two together. Screw it. There's not much in 41 anyways. Because it's like... They got the arc at, like, travels, like, out of the digital world. And the D-Reaper, like, shows up and tries to stop them. But, like, they manage to, like, convince the arc to, like, give one final push to, like, get them through.
Yeah. It's worth noting, like, Guilmon is talking to the arc because he's fully convinced it's sentient and understands him. And it confirms this by, like, extending some little wires onto, like, its display screen and saying, okay, when he's telling it to stop.
Like, it doesn't, like, have a display screen. It extends the wires onto the communication device that, like, Yamaki gave them.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, it's the little, like, phone thing he gave them to, like, contact the real world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why it just extends the little wires out onto it. So it's, like, hack into another piece of technology to communicate with them, which is very interesting.
Yeah. And we find out that the Arc was designed with a Digimon core. So, the Arc is technically a Digimon.
Yeah. And, like, the same way that, like, the D-Reaper's technically a Digimon. At least I assume so, at least.
I don't think the D-Reaper has a Digimon core, or it would have, like, emotions or sentience of some kind.
Yeah. Well, it at least does seem to have sentience, just not in the way you'd expect.
Right, it does have sentience. Yeah, it doesn't have, like, emotions, which is something that almost all Digimon seem to have.
Yeah. Man, like...
Also, Cybertramon jumps into the Arc and it de-digivolves into his rookie level.
Yeah, so I guess that's a thing.
So I was thinking... maybe it's like only rookies can enter, but that's not the case because Garderomon's hanging around and Marine Angemon's stuck into Kenta's pocket.
Yeah, I think it's literally just because Cybertramon was too big.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's a size limit.
Yeah.
And I guess Gardenomon falls under that.
So it's
how big he is.
Yeah, so it's an Arcmon, the subspecies of Submarinmon. Not quite. But is Arc.
Yeah, it's just called the arc.
Yeah. Man, it feels kind of weird that this thing's less of a Digimon than Bulbmon in a weird sense, but whatever, Bulbmon's already weird.
Bulbmon?
It's a Digimon World 3 thing. But yeah, so like, it just brings all the kids back, and their parents are like, oh, holy crap, you're all safe now.
I remember that thing. You have to fight it on the way to the swamp, don't you?
Yeah, it just appears. And you, like, have it come back, and it, like, shows up again for a rematch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like, they imply there's, like, a man-made machine or something.
I mean, its previous form is like a combination forklift, digging, like, machine.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess. But yeah, so, like, all kids get back to the real world and they're all, like, you know, just glad to see our parents and stuff. And you look over at Jerry, who's just, like, losing it? Question mark? Or maybe it's because she's not losing it.
I mean, she's just not saying anything. She's got the creepy smile. She's still doing the same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, big notes for this episode. Because this is not, like, a very eventful episode, it feels like. It's mostly just the, like, chase to get out of the digital world. But,
yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Yeah, I meet up with their parents and stuff, and, you know, they're like, oh man, I'm glad you're safe and all that stuff. Like, Takato tries to walk Jerry home because, you know, her parents didn't come out to see her, so he's like, oh, I can't just let her, like, ride the subway, like, all the way home on her own.
Jerry's parents suck.
Yeah, like, I'm not, like, sure, but it seems like there's, like, some bad home life going on there.
Yeah. But they send a message, something like, if our selfish daughter can, like, if our child could be so selfish and leave whatever, then she can come home on her own or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
so
it's like, okay. Also, Rio is shown standing next to who I assume is his dad, and he's, like, not even looking at him. He's awfully distant for someone whose kid has been gone for, like, what, a year?
Yeah, it's probably because he's been gone for so long, I imagine. Although that doesn't really, like, excuse anything. Yeah, a lot of dickbag parents.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like...
Yeah, Takato's like, yeah, I'll take Jerry home and go stay with my aunt and uncle.
On the Sky Rail or monorail, whatever it is, the bullet train? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's a monorail.
Monorail.
But yeah, Takato is dealing with the conductor who's like, oh, Digimon, they're bad and they destroyed the city, and he's like arguing with him that Guillemon's good. He's like, Guillemon's big, I paid the adult ticket.
But yeah, that's an interesting note that's like, oh, like, the kids have been gone for a bit, and it's like, in that time, people have kind of solidified their opinions that, like, Digimon are bad and dangerous, and we should get rid of them.
I mean, that board Digimon absolutely wrecked, I think it was Shinjuku?
Yeah, like, pretty much most of the Digimon encounters people have been pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Like, there's the Ice Devimon that froze, like, the top 5 floors of a building or some crap. It's like giant spider monsters that realistically probably killed someone. Those Dokumon probably did murder a kid or something at some point.
I think the Ice Devimon incident was hidden by the fog for the most part, though.
No, the giant block of ice was just out on the outside of the building.
I don't know, I guess I just don't remember that.
I think, like, the giant, like, tiger was, like, hidden by the mist, but, like, you know, people saw helicopters shooting into that, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's like effing Padramon, Vadramon just appear, like, in the middle of, like, a crowded street or something and scare a bunch of people off.
People saw enough of the Digimon doing things to understand that to have a negative opinion of
Should
them.
we bring up the giant horse monster that, like, blows up buildings with its giant horn? It's just fighting things in the middle of traffic?
I think they did, like, in that episode, they probably were, there probably was mention that it had been evacuated or something.
Yeah, but I imagine that's hard to hide. Like, even Impmon has just been going around, like, terrorizing people and, like, you know, just throwing
Smashing
fireballs at cops and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Guilmon, like, saves the day, but it's like, that'd be, like, the most, like, obscure crap ever to people in this reality. It's like, hey, did you notice there's a dinosaur fighting the boar in the streets when it, like, destroyed, like, 50 homes and just leveled the city?
Yeah. But ultimately, the conductor, like Guillemon's stomach is growling, and I guess he thinks it's cute, and he's like, oh, this guy's probably not a problem.
You'd think if we, like, talked to those teachers again that, like, some cafeteria worker would be like, yeah, there's this horrible monster that ate all my bread. What the heck? Digimon are evil. Some random traumatized principal somewhere who's doing, like, you know, testimony on the news about the time he saw a Digimon. And he's like, that was the first time I knew those Digimon are bad news. Liz becomes one of those, like, outspoken critics of Digimon overall. Yeah, humans are pretty useless, honestly. We kind of suck. Rookies can kill adult humans? Oh yeah, easily.
I mean, sure, even Impmon could throw fireballs.
Like, I imagine if you're, like, Muhammad Ali or whatever, like, you could probably take a rookie. But you're not gonna be taking a champion.
Probably, I mean, it depends on the rookie.
It's like, and I feel pretty safe to say that, like, Muhammad Ali could take most rookies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Depends on the rookie. You're saying most.
Like,
Lucimon exists.
Like, because I imagine, like, if you try to box a gear, that's not gonna go well. But, like, outside of something like that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's always an exception.
Yeah,
like I said, Lucimon exists, and Lucimon's like stupid powerful.
I mean, Lucimon's like such an exception. I don't even think it, like, you know, like, it's not even fair to consider it like a normal rookie, right?
It's classified as a rookie.
Yeah, but, like, it's also got the strength of, like, an ultimate or some crap. Well, I'm thinking, like, effing, like, oh, like, Candlemon, or, like, Edamon, or... Sorry, not Edamon, like, what's the... Gizamon, whatever.
The things that worked for Edamon.
Yeah. Edamon would probably beat every pro boxer in existence at the same time.
Yeah, because he's... what is he, an ultimate? Yeah.
Yeah, easily. How many professional wrestlers would it take to defeat one Greymon?
Every single one in the world, and even then?
It's like, you know, like, 2,000 professional wrestlers in a ring, and there's, like, a single Greymon. Can they do it?
Is Greymon allowed to use his flame breath?
Yes, but the wrestlers are allowed to use chairs.
I mean, I think Greymon just wins. What are they gonna do when he starts just breathing fire?
Well, a lot of them are gonna die, and a lot more are gonna start swinging chairs at him.
I don't know. I don't think they'd be able to take him. Greymon's a giant dinosaur.
Can John Cena suplex a Greymon?
Not only is he a giant dinosaur, his head is armored.
Oh man. You like, I'll like make it like a weird like addition to this. Can Shaggy defeat Greymon?
No.
Cause you've seen that Brave Shaggy clip where he just like, beats up a room full of bikers on his own.
Yeah, but he's still limited by the limits of human strength.
Like, I love that there's a follow-up meme clip that I posted on Discord, but it's like effing like Shaggy in the biker race set to You Say Run. There's just a random cutaway where it's like a different scene in the movie where Fred's like, Shaggy, I don't know much about hypnosis, but I know for a fact that like anything you can do when you're hypnotized is something you could already do.
I mean, it makes sense. It just changes the state of mind.
So that's like confirmed to be Shaggy's true power.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of weird because Shaggy's like super scrawny.
Shaggy is confirmed to be the strongest character in Scooby-Doo mythos. Well, actually, no, he's not.
Is most of that fight, I don't remember it, but is most of that fight Shaggy just throwing them around?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, dudes go in for a punch and he punched them so hard they fly across the room.
Oh, he actually throws some punches?
Yeah, you don't see it Ant-Man, of course, for whatever reason, but you see it happen.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if he's mostly throwing people around, it could just be like the judo thing where you use their weight against them. And it's
he's like actively got people in headlocks, and he's like using weapons and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, because Shaggy is, like, despite his state of mind, he's super crazy scrawny.
If you really think about, like, in that bar, there's, like, a barrel on top of it, and, like, a dude flies out of, like, the cork area in the barrel, which means Shaggy had to have, like, either thrown or hit someone so hard that they, like, flew through the roof of the bar, crashed through it, went through the giant barrel outside, and plopped out on the other side of it. Yeah, Shaggy is nuts, but he's somehow still not as powerful as John Cena in the WrestleMania movie.
Yeah, cartoon logic.
Yeah, and John Cena is still a step down from effing Kiss, who are canonically, like, effing, like, alien superheroes in the Scooby-Doo universe for real.
I mean, it's Toon Powers. Like Shaggy's basically a Roger Rabbit.
Shaggy's like A tier in the Scooby-Doo universe, and everyone else is either B or S tier.
You know what? I'd be way more believing of like if Shaggy was like, instead of doing like punches, if he was kicking people because of how often he's running away from things.
Yeah.
I'd be way more, like, inclined to, like, it's a cartoon, it's stupid,
yeah.
It's whatever. But, like, still, like, the more realistic thing would be for him to be kicking.
Yeah. Never mess with the legs of a coward. Man, we're gonna get good content out of this stream. But yeah, I think like so they get Jerry on this like the effing like monorail home, and
then her creepy smile goes to super creepy smile.
Yeah, like Takao's crying because he's like, oh, I don't want you to be like emotionless like this forever. I want to like save you and stuff. And he's like, I just really wish that you'd like come back to us.
He's also, like, trying to confess his emotions to Jerry, who's probably not actually there.
Yeah, because, like, it feels like it's easy for us to cough in, like, a weird... Wait, why did the chat just reload? Did we, like, go offline again? I hope it's fine. But yeah, it'd be like, it'd be easy for it to like come off in like a weird way, but I feel like they do like handle it well, because it's like, like, he's like, oh yeah, I've like always admired you, I like really love you and stuff like that. He's like, and that's why I can't stand to see you like this.
He doesn't straight out say he loves her. He's just like, he's like, I always hope that maybe you liked me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Takato is like trying to like get his feelings out and everything, and unfortunately, Jerry's not actually there.
She's so not there that she just starts like reading the box of candy he gave her and just starts like citing nutritional values. So it's like the D Reaper is like controlling her, and it's not just like, shutting her down completely, it's using her to like examine data and like process new information.
Yeah.
So it's like this super, super weird effing thing. Yeah, I actually have like a shot of Jerry as we talk about this. I'm pretty sure I do. Yep. Yeah, a bit earlier in the episode, but you get the idea. It's like,
yes,
yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry's not doing too well.
Unfortunate. So yeah, Takato gets her home.
Yeah, then like her dad just comes out, grabs her arm, just forcefully pulls her away. And as soon as that happens, it's like, oh, this is not a good home life.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
It's like just the instant, it's like, oh, if they showed nothing else, I'd be convinced she's going through some crap. Yeah, so Takao just like, it's implied he sleeps at like the subway station or something because it's so late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he's got a Guillemon with him, so he should be fine.
Can you imagine the guy who's like, oh, what's over here, man? It's just a kid? Yeah, I could just mug a kid. Yeah, that's no problems. And he just gets ready to do it, and Guillemon just glares at him. And he's like, yeah, I ain't messing with no dinosaur today.
Oh, right. Digimon, those exist. My life of crime is over.
Well, it's time to turn myself in now.
Also, I'm not sure when it happens in the episode, but Impmon goes home.
Yeah, and you see, like, he goes home and he sees, like, the kids made, like, little doodle of him.
So they didn't forget him, and they didn't, like, try to replace him or whatever.
Yeah. Which means that the, like, image he was shown was probably not reality.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gotten a dog, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they've, like, forgotten about Impmon.
Yeah, that's super true. We still have not confirmed whether or not a dog exists.
Unimportant.
Yeah. What is important is that Takao wakes up and looks at, like, the TV because the news broadcast is on. And, oh, hey!
It's the D-Reaper!
It's here now! The despair will follow you wherever you go! Oh boy! And it is effing massive! Like, this thing is basically already taken over the city, like, just as is.
Yeah, so, assuming that the way it got into the real world is that Jerry brought her with her, it didn't take a whole lot to make this happen, because it was like a tiny speck of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it works fast. Like, holy crap.
And yeah, that's the end of that episode.
Yeah.